Yo, something stinks to high heaven about this case, this whole Quavo case, and about who shot him. Something stinks to high heaven. You're talking about a young man in his 20s, right? That left behind a net worth of over $25 million. Quavo was really getting to the money. He was really in the money. You're talking about someone of this caliber who was world famous, who is shot in a room full of people, a well lit room full of people, with lots of cameras out and around. And here we are. Nobody said, "I saw who did it." Everybody left the scene when the police tried to talk to somebody who might have seen something. And on top of that, they had somebody in custody, and that person has now been released on bail. I said it when I did the last video. I said, listen, watch this person get out on bail and then find out who is financing this person's freedom. Let's talk about it. All right, welcome back to the channel. You already know how we do. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into this. Shout out to the New York Post. Suspected killer of Migos rapper Takeoff was released from jail after posting bail. Damn. The suspected killer of Migos rapper Takeoff was released from jail on Wednesday after posting bail. His name is Patrick Xavier Clark. Patrick Xavier Clark was arrested and charged with the rapper's murder in early December. Left Harris County Jail in Houston, Texas after paying the $1 million bail. This was reported by TMZ, and you already know if TMZ has the scoop, it is the scoop because they have inside intel. His bail was set at $2 million first, and then his lawyers argued it down and eventually successfully got his bail reduced. Clark was placed on house arrest with his release and will wear a police-mandated GPS tracker. The suspect cannot speak to Takeoff's family or speak to anyone who is connected to the case or possesses a deadly weapon. He cannot have a deadly weapon. He cannot be in the presence of somebody that carries a deadly weapon, like a friend that carries a gun, a licensed firearm. He can't have them around him. Takeoff was killed after his uncle and bandmate Quavo, they were engaging in a heated brawl outside of a bowling alley on November 1st. It wasn't no heated brawl. It was a war of words, right? And now we looking back, it was about a dice game that turned into a basketball argument, turned into something else, and then gunshots went off. They were in a company of gangsters, okay? A lot of people said they should not have been there. For somebody who was worth so much, if you really want to gamble, go gamble at a casino where rich people like yourself go. You don't go to the hood, ride around in a company of people who are eyeballing you as if they want to strip everything off of you and take away everything you've worked hard for. But I guess that adrenaline rush had them feeling like they needed to belong. I guess that brought some level of credibility to the lyrics and the music. I mean, we got to that place, and we could talk about that on a whole nother video. We're the only dummies who have gotten to the place where we demand that our artists, our rappers, actually live those lyrics that they speak about. There was a time going by when rappers were known as storytellers, and we danced to the song because the song sounded good and the beat was dope and the lyrics was well constructed and put together. We didn't care if they were actually living that. We didn't require our rappers before to actually be out here robbing people, rob dope dealers, shoot people in the face. I'm a real killer, and then go in a studio booth and rap about it, put it on wax. And then what? He's supposed to be free after that? Don't you think law enforcement is watching? Don't you think that is building evidence against yourself? We now call that self-snitching. So when did we get to that point where we require them to actually be involved in what they speak about, knowing damn well that what they speak about is illegal activities and could even end their lives? Just look at YSL and Young Thug. Everybody Love the Young Thug lyrics because they were like, yo, he gangsta, that's slime, that's big homie, that's big slime. And they get down in the streets for real. And now that he is on trial, everybody who used to say that is now saying, well, damn, they reading out his lyrics in court. I guess he was snitching on himself. Don't listen to the public, man. But back to this Takeoff stuff, though. His bail was set at $1 million. I went and did a check. In the state of Texas, in order for you to be released from prison or jail rather, when your bail is set at $1 million, you have to come up with at least $100,000 to $150,000. So either this man was holding a whole lot of money, or somebody is financing this from behind the scenes. He also asked the judge to be given a certain amount of money. I believe it was like $5,000 from the state for him to fund his own investigation, to hire a private investigator to prove that he did not do this. He is caught in the middle. And when he first got arrested, I did a video on it when he first got arrested, and they said that boy is a DJ. He didn't do that. We know him. And if you from the city, if you from that part, you know that he did not do that. I think he knows who did it, but he does not want to end up on the snitching list. So the most he can say is, I didn't do it, and I can hire a private investigator to prove that I didn't do it, but I won't tell you who did. You understand? And that's where they're at with this case. So the Grammy nominee record label said that his death was the result of senseless violence and stray bullets. And we're talking about Quavo, right? Patrick Xavier Clark, who was arrested for his shooting, he was charged with his murder. Takeoff, not Quavo. He was charged with Takeoff's murder in early December. He left Harris County Jail in Houston, Texas after paying that bail, $100,000 to $150,000. And the judge granted him the money to go and find a private investigator, and they already found one. The private investigator said that ain't the whole fee, but for, he'll do it. He'll do the work. So he'll take that check and he'll do the work to prove that Mr. Xavier Smith did not kill Takeoff. Now, with that said, that means if that private investigator can prove that Patrick Xavier Clark did not kill Takeoff, then where is Takeoff's killer? So it brings us back to where this video started. A superstar worth millions of dollars shot to death in a well-lit room with many cameras out and lots of people in the room with eyes on them, him only. And yet still, it is impossible to find who actually killed him. It's a sad-ass situation. One more thing we must remember about Patrick Xavier Clark before we end this video. At the time of his arrest, he had his bags packed. He had a large amount of cash on him. And he had records show that he had an expedited passport. And he was on his way to Mexico. Now his attorneys are saying, my client wasn't running. My client was just going on a little vacation. He was traveling. He was going to go have some fun down in Mexico and then come right back. And shit, who can argue, So it's not about what you say. It's about what you can prove in court. Can the prosecution, prove that he was not going on a vacation, that he was actually trying to run away to escape? It also shows a history of his search. I guess they went into his phone and the search says he constantly stayed in touch with the case, looking up specifically who has been arrested for the shooting of Takeoff, as well as if his name was involved. He would type his name in and say, did his name come up? Did his image come up? Is his name involved? And the day when they caught him was the day after his name was published that his name is involved. Man, we're going to leave this one right here. It's just sad to see somebody who was worth so much, not just financially, but worked so much, as in he brought so much to the table. At such a young age, accomplished so much. And then to see him go in that violent manner, and no one is held accountable. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. You already know. I'm out. Peace.